What are they? To create true worldview and disciples of Jesus. One, God exists, God's word, original sin, God became human, Christ's atonement for sins, justification through faith, living the transformed life, Jesus' bodily resurrection, the Trinity, God's kingdom, the church, and the return of Christ. He said, if you do not incorporate each one of these into a person's life, you have not created a true follower of Jesus, a disciple. But here is where he hit it big. He took these 3 words, and this is what turned the church upside down. He first taught these 12 truths. First I thought, oh, come on, that's so many. And I started, you're right, yeah, you're right. Wow. And that was almost 2,000 years ago. He hit the nail on the head. But here are the 4 principles. I believe this are the principles to teaching truth as an apologist, a pastor, a father, a grandparent in the 21st century, in the day of all these trends. When I look at the 50-year UCLA study, I look at the Josephson Institute, that every 3 years they do the exact same study. I look at Gallup, I look at Barna, look at all the others. Folks, it breaks my heart. Every single trend is negative. Every single trend. Not 99%. Every trend is negative, and I documented it. Broke my heart. So here's the 4 principles, and I'll leave it with you. The first principle, you ask about these 12 truths, like God exists. First truth, first principle. What does that person need to know about that truth? For a person to become a true follower of Christ, okay, what does that person need to know? Most people say, well, God is love. No. Justin Martyr said the first thing they need to know, he's a creator God. The first thing God revealed about himself, he's a creator God. In the beginning, God created. That gives significance and relevance. Not the love of God. Not the holiness of God. So in each one of these truths, anything you teach, what does a person need to know about this? So you're speaking on the resurrection, on evolution, whatever you're teaching on, transgender, whatever. What does a person need to know to become a true follower of Jesus Christ, a disciple? Second, how do you know it's true? Apologetics. Okay, God is love, God is righteous, God's a creator God, we know this about God. Well, how do you know it's true? Apologetics is in vogue now more than it's ever been in 1,000 years. Third principle. First, what do you need to know about this truth? Second, how do you know it's true? Third, so what? So what? So God is truth. God is this. God is love. So what? It's true. So what? How does it relate to me? If you don't answer that in apologetics, go sell used cars. You probably bless more people. Or go to SES and learn how to do it right. Did I say that right, Richard? Now, the fourth one is the clincher. This is a clincher. Most people do it wrong. How can I experience it? See these 4 principles? What do I need to know about this truth? How do you know it's true? So what? How can I experience it in 3 areas? First, in my life. Second, in a relationship with the truth giver. Most people leave that out. Third, in relationship with community, belonging. Men and women, I believe those are the 4 principles. Everything I do in my life is based on those 4 principles. Raising my children, my grandkids, everything. What do you need to know? How do you know it's true? So what? How can I experience it? How can you experience it? That there will answer almost every intellectual skepticism a young person has. Now, folks, I looked through the schedule here. I don't know how SES does it. I can honestly say there's never, ever been another conference, whether apologetics, whatever, so extensive as this conference. You have accessibility. You can't take it all, but you can get the MP3 players or whatever, downloaded. I challenge you tomorrow to take in everything you can. You can't understand it all here. Take it in, take good notes, get the material, get the books. And then I have to mull over it. I have to mull over it sometimes for weeks before I get what that person was teaching that seminar. How? Now, once I get it, I got it, folks. But I'm a little slow sometimes. It takes a lot of time to get it. I would challenge you to check out SES's graduate internet program. It's incredible. You can have a full-time job, ministry, and yet you can get everything anyone can get on a full-time basis. But you know, I'm on the advisory board for SES because I so believe in it. I believe in Dr. Land, or I wouldn't be. I always said I'll never give my name to the building or an organization. Well, I did it here, and I gave it to the library at Oklahoma Wesleyan. But there's others out there. On the East Coast, Liberty and SES. On the West Coast, Biola. They have an incredible, just like the SES, they have an incredible master's program. Oh my God. One of the greatest joys is my son will introduce me to people that's going through the master's program, and they come in 2 weeks of the year or whatever. Oh my gosh, they're more enthusiastic than they're day in and day out. Take advantage of that. Houston Baptist, Trinity, Dallas Seminary is fairly good. Some of you get that later. Folks, if we continue as we have in the past, then we'll have what we've always had, and it's not good enough in the day of pornography, the internet, and the epistemological shift. There's too many trends we got to reverse. I challenge you to think in those 4 principles. Now, I don't get anything from my books. It's been about $48 million, but it's all given away. All given away. So it doesn't matter if I write one of the 154 books I know, all I can do is color my hair. But I challenge you to get The Unshakable Truth with the DVD that Sean and I did. Sean wrote that book with me because you had to have 2 generations. You couldn't have written that book. In fact, I don't think anyone could have written that book without at least 40 to 50 years in ministry. I don't. Because you don't have history to evaluate where we are. So the books are there at the table, and also there's 4 huge portfolios. There's 2 this big on the last 25 years of everything research on fathering. Everything is there. There's a book that thick. I don't know how many, hundreds and hundreds of pages, all documented, all divided up, categorized on pornography. Almost anything you need to know out there. Why spend all your money researching? I already spent it. It's all yours free to download. There's cards right there where you can download. There's a whole portfolio, Understanding Millennials. How do you reach them? Just go by the table, which is in that little room, not the big hallway. Just pick up a card. You can see the 4 portfolios. You can download them all free. You can go to the website, josh.org. You can download over 8,000 PowerPoint slides. On the resurrection, there's over 2,000. You can document all my resources on it, all the documentation, all my transcripts, teaching, everything, all free. There's over 300 videos you can download, about $1 each, because they're so, my site won't handle it, so we give them $1 a video, another site to handle it that's a lot bigger than we are, so they get that. But it's there, just pick up one of those little cards. I got one right there. I had one. It's down there. Thank you for this late at night that you're sitting here after being fed so much all day. Isn't that thrilling? But I pray to God, in your research, you will catch trends. Because, folks, that's what keeps me going. A lot of this is happening, like you would say in yours, on my watch. And they are not going to have my silence. Thank you. God bless everyone.